Backyard that are mail that he bought.
Joseph, you're on the phone. Do I see you? Do I hear you?
We saw him. He was on there.
Andrea?
Yep.
Andrea, welcome. I know you're sitting in for Amy.
Can you hear us okay, Andrea?
She wandered off, went to the bathroom or something.
Okay, I muted herself. Commissioner McMullen, can you hear us okay?
Oh, it's
Very,
low.
very well, very well.
Okay, good. I was getting worried.
Hi, Joseph.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Andrea, can you hear us? She wandered away. So sorry. I abbreviated or made the meeting late. It's my fault. So let's call this meeting to order for April 12th at 7, almost 10, and stand for the pledge and the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America
And
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Sal,
Father God, thank you once again for entrusting us with your town. I ask that you give us your wisdom and discernment and help us make decisions for the best of our citizens. And may we honor you in all we say this evening. In your beautiful name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Sal.
Welcome.
All right, roll call.
All right, Commissioner Pollan,
Here.
Commissioner Ramos,
Present.
Commissioner McMullen,
Present.
Vice Mayor Satterfield,
Present.
Mayor Stark. Here, we are all present.
All right, I guess I have a proclamation.
Oh, we have a-
Arbor Day. Oh, I love Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Starling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our town increase the property values, we know that, enhance the economic viability of business areas and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. I now, therefore, I, Kathy Stark, the mayor of town of Oakland, do hereby proclaim April 29th as National Arbor Day. This helps us keep our Tree City USA intact, correct?
Yes, I actually included the press release that proclaims us as the USA for this year in the packet as well.
All right, public forum. Anybody? Oh, come on up. It's me. That's okay. You are a welcome. I'm visitor and I live at 19 Oakland Point Circle. And I have a request from the town. Is if we could put some sort of signage at the pier that tells people to pick up after themselves and the dogs. My son was down taking pictures the other day, and there was a couple of families that were there, and a lady that he never recognized had come down with her 2 dogs and basically cussed out a 6-year-old. Told him to pick up his trash, which he was sitting there eating. He wasn't like making a mess. He was sitting there eating. Wasn't done, but she felt the need to. My son said, I just picked up my stuff and left. I'm like, did you say anything? He said, no, I didn't say anything. He said the parents were having a discussion with the lady. I'm like, okay, good. So maybe, so people actually respect the dog and, just maybe some signage. This is a public place, keep it beautiful, clean up after yourselves and your dogs. Okay. Okay.
Do we have one of those?
We have, I thank you very much. I see the sign was clean.
Yes.
Okay, boss sign. Yeah.
Yes.
And that probably should relate to all our public places. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Do we have a little dog poop stand? I don't know what else you'd call them.
They have them on the trail. They do have them on the trail. And I think there is like in the park itself.
I think Spear Park, right?
Some,
Yeah, we have a lot of those,
yeah,
clean up after your dog signs. We'll take a look down there, see what kind of signage we have, what we're doing good with it. We come up with some language.
yeah, I just. Thank you. Yeah. My son came home and goes, Mom, you're not gonna believe this. I was like, what? And your husband stopped me on my golf cart Saturday to thank us for the bunny. Yes, because that right there has made it easier. Bunny Festival. Yes, yes, it was fun. That was awesome. Carlos?
1408 Planted Pine Street. I'm personally quick to point out when the town of Oakland needs to improve things. At the same time, it is important to give positive feedback when things are going right. For the past month at Longleaf Waste Management has picked up garbage by 8 a.m. So thank you for listening and making positive change.
Thank you.
So there's that one. And then on a personal note, it took me almost 40 years to know that there's fireflies in Florida. So
I know, I didn't think so either.
I got the opportunity last night to head over to the nature preserve and was transported to being a kid again, seeing fireflies. So thank you for putting that together. And it's a cool experience that I wish more people knew that occur because it's so special and amazing.
It is, and Jennifer at the Nature Preserve does just a beautiful job.
Was there a lot of them?
Yeah, like I made a video that has like over 1,000 views on my reel, but like it just looked like.
Yeah.
Have you been out there?
No, I didn't know. I'm with you. I didn't know there was fireflies.
I didn't know there were.
The flashlights.
I didn't know there were either. And my daughter has them in Wisconsin, but
Call them lightning bug fireflies.
Yeah, lightning bug. It's amazing to walk down the boardwalk and see them out there.
oh, it's just awesome.
They'll announce it on their site when they're doing it. It's kind of periodic, but as soon as, and they do it every spring, as soon as they start showing up, then they try to do some nights. And if you go to their event coming up, lovely one, that's where I saw it last year. I went to the event and was able to see it. So it's.
Oh, it's amazing. And I didn't know either. I lived here my whole life, never saw them. So. Okay. Okay, we had public forum.
Do we want to check online if anybody?
Anybody online have something to contribute? Okay. Consent agenda. Do we have anything that we have questions about, or do we want to?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Do we have any comments? Okay. Move to agree.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Boy, this is gonna be a real short meeting.
Yeah.
That's nice. Other policy matters, signs at West Orange Trail.
All right, so I put this on the agenda just to have a short discussion about it tonight. And then on the next agenda on April 26th, we'll actually have a resolution to move forward with this recommendation. We've spent the last year looking at speed limits and also stop signs and other traffic control devices here within the old part of town. First, and a couple of different things that we'll be talking about. But this stemmed from us talking with Myra Monreal, and the report was in the agenda package, and I've got extra copies if anybody needs to look at it tonight. But Myra took some previous studies that had been done by Metro Plan. She also talked about, she looked at our mobility master plan. She looked at the trail crossings traffic control study that Metro Plan had done in 2017, which actually called for stop signs at all the cross streets to the trail here in Oakland. I don't know why they picked out a particular area. She went through and looked at, she did some traffic counts and some traffic studies, and you've got in your, like I said, in the agenda, her recommendations on the stop signs at the trail. So currently, we have stop signs at Winter's Landing and at Tubb Street on the trail. And what we're talking about is Arrington, Star, Cross, Daniels, Nixon, Pollard. Get them all.
Jefferson?
Not Jefferson.
Okay.
Walker.
Walker.
What we're talking about is all of those streets. They all have the right angles as far as the traffic. They're 90-degree angles. Putting stop signs at all of those streets. And then in the future, her recommendation in the future, after some of this construction gets done, that we can look at Jefferson, Machete, Hall Island, and County Line Court's kind of a gray area because that's actually a private road into that industrial area. But with Jefferson, it's kind of a funky intersection. And as Bradley Farms develops, we can figure out the best way to sign that intersection.
Yeah, that is.
Machete and Hall Island, we've got a turn lane that's coming in at Machete. We've also got some things being done down at Hall Island, as well as that bridge replacement. And once those things get done, we can look at those two, because what I'd like to see happen, if the traffic planner agrees, is that we actually move these stop signs so that you have to stop before you get to the trail and not after you cross through the trail. But we are looking at those. But first step is we're going to sign these other 7 streets. So what will happen is, and one of the things that really kind of brought it to my attention also is when we were looking at the pedestrian counts on the trail last year and the year before, especially with the concession stand, how many more people there are on the trail than actual cars can cross. So, there's some months where we're getting, 40, 50,000 people a month, bikes, people, pedestrians on the trail. So that's kind of what brought it to my attention as being important. And if you look at the report, there have been a few bike versus car, pedestrian versus car situations over the last 4 or 5 years. So anyways, just to keep it short, you've got the map up there, the map's in the agenda, and I wanted to do this twice because it is kind of a big change. That's why I wanted to bring it up tonight, because if there's any feedback from residents, I'd like to get that. But and just to put everybody on notice that we're doing this. So we'll come back with the resolution on the 26th. I think Mike's got the consultant or the contractor to put the signs in. We're looking at a May 1st date. And so that's kind of what we're doing. So we'll start with those 7 streets and then we'll kind of expand on that as the opportunity presents itself. So that's the main gist. And, there's a lot of information in the report that's in the agenda, and I can go through it again at the next meeting, maybe in a little more detail, short presentation to go with the resolution. But I just wanted it to be out kind of in the atmosphere for a couple meetings so people know that it's coming. And we'll also do some public service announcements. Not looking for any action tonight. It's just really just informational that we're doing this. So,
Well, I can't say anything other than I agree.
Yeah.
People stop most often, but I think that just putting it in place is a good thing.
Mike's also doing some evaluations on sight lines to make sure there's no, trees and branches and some of that. So we're looking at the sight lines on all the different crosses at the trail. And then we're also going to talk with the county to update the pavement markings on the trail. Because they're getting kind of faded, the yellow stripes and
Yeah.
the white pedestrian stripes that are in
Yes.
the road. Some of those may be ours, some of those may be the county's. We'll figure that out and go ahead and get the pavement markings updated also.
I think it's a good thing because it doesn't matter if pedestrians take precedent.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a really good thing.
It's good, so we get it formalized and we're good.
So.
And the more we make a great experience for people to go through our town, better for us, as far as perception goes to our town than us, being the last ones for someone to cross over, they say, avoid this areas,
Right.
we're thinking for them. And I know that Jefferson Jefferson and Gully, because Gully also goes across, even though it's not north to south. Over there, it goes right over that trail, and I know
That is-
eventually gonna need some sort of roundabout, small
Well,
one
I
there.
think that's what Mike Parker would like to do. We'll have to look at that because there's also the who owns what, where, and you've got to be very careful.
And I know we have to wait till then for a year or two till this gets developed, but at least going west on Gully, we should think about at least putting where the house burned down,
Yeah.
at least put a stop sign going west. Because everybody that goes on there, and I've gone through there on the bike and walking, nobody knows either to stop or, because they're expecting.
It's such a wonky.
Correct. And what the pedestrians are expecting is a north to south.
Yeah.
They get blindsided by Gully, like, is this car live there or they're gonna come over? So we should do something,
Maybe look-
at least now.
And I stop. I mean, it doesn't matter where I am. I stop.
I do too. I do too. So we'll evaluate Jefferson. We're going to get these other 7, in place immediately.
Gully. For now, you could do
Gully.
Jefferson next year or whatever, but Gully going west is blindsiding a lot of people there.
Yeah. Good work.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, it's good work.
I didn't put him up to it.
I know, I put myself up to it every time I go on my bike over there.
It is. It's a strange intersection. So, and I know there's a trail crossing sign there at Gully, but we can look to see if we can add that to the list as far as another stop sign.
Okay.
So,
I think you're good, and I think it's good to get it out there so people know.
yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity. Now, when we come back to do speed limits, it's going to be by ordinance. So we're working on that. And that'll be during the next couple of months. And when we do that, it'll be by ordinance, so it'll have to be 2 times. So, but because it's a resolution, I just thought we'd talk about it and then we'll actually do the resolution at the.
I think that's good.
Thank you.
That's all I'll
Thank you. Public hearings, I hear were not,
Yeah, if you want me to.
yeah.
So I'd like to recommend to the commission to pull public hearing for the ordinance 2022-05. We got notified today that there is an additional parcel number that should be included in this title, and also a change in ownership that should also be included. So we need to re-advertise this.
Okay,
The applicant noticed us today with this information. So the expectation based on the advertising timing is that this will come back on May 10th.
okay,
Okay, and I can bring it up again on the 26th and let you know that for sure, but the expectation is May 10th for
okay.
this to come back.
You want a motion on that?
Do we need a motion or did we just pull on it?
Continue it, but if you guys want to take a vote,
Well, it's always safe.
yes, and just so that the applicant is,
Okay, so do I have a motion to continue this to a date?
I'll make the motion to continue ordinance 2022-05 to May 10th, did you say?
Yeah, May 10th, based on the advertising.
10th.
Second.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Anybody have any comments? Anybody from afar? Okay. I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very short meeting. Town manager report.
All right, just a couple things. Again, we've got the new exhibit established 1887 over at the Arts and Heritage Center. Invite everybody to come out.
Oh, I
Very
saw.
nice.
Gabby did a wonderful job putting that together, and then I also want to bring up the fact that we now have over 2,000 people on our Facebook page. And I have to give kudos to Alicia on that. That we've gotten so many followers on our Facebook page, because that's really turned into a great way for us to get information out. Sales tax. So there was a meeting on April 5th with the county commission concerning the sales tax initiative. The next time they meet on that will be on April 26th, and that's when they'll take the vote as to whether they put it on the ballot or not. We did the resolution supporting that it be on the ballot. That's when the county commission will be taking the vote. So anybody that's interested in the sales tax initiative, that would.
And it doesn't look certain.
It was a very, very interesting conversation on the 5th, to be sure. Let's see what else. Last thing is I want to give kudos to the staff and as far as Celebration Among the Oaks. That was a wonderful event. It far exceeded, I think, everybody's expectations with the number of people that were there. And I can't even venture to guess how many people were at the event, but it was actually a very nice event. So
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was covered by the Sentinel pictures. It was just, I think there were probably well over 2,000 people there.
yeah, I'm guessing probably close to 3,000 people were out.
Bigger than the Christmas.
Yeah, well,
Yes. But I want to go back to transportation. I don't know if we need to, because I think we are all in favor of putting it on the ballot.
Yes.
If we need to, we told Nicole, right?
Yeah.
That we were in favor of it, but I don't know if we need to put that in writing,
Something more official than just,
official,
That resolution of support was really that official thing.
that official. I did tell her that.
And they acknowledged that at the April 5th meeting. They did
And-
acknowledge that we had given them a resolution of support.
And Brian Nelson from Apopka is asking that the mayors meet. And I have not answered today. I don't feel that I can only speak for Oakland,
Yes.
but I don't feel that West Orange County feels like they need to meet to talk about that because we're all in favor of putting it on the ballot.
Right,
We've all passed resolutions, correct?
yes.
So I'm gonna let you word that to him.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, if you want to forward me his email, I'd be happy.
yes, I'll let you word it. Whether people vote for it or not is another question, but I don't think that we need to meet and talk about this. West Orange County has made their requests and we have to wait and see what the people say. And then we'll go
Yeah.
from there. And I would be very concerned if it doesn't get on the ballot, because I think it needs to be on the ballot. And I think we all agree.
Right.
We do, but we can't control it, so we'll just have to see.
So we just have to support. And I don't think we need a meeting.
I think there's enough support for it to be on the ballot, for sure.
I hope so. I hope so. But those commissioners have.
It was an interesting discussion at the commission meeting, and so that I can guarantee that it'll be an interesting discussion on the 26th prior to their vote. I couldn't tell you, I couldn't read the room, honestly.
Nicole is not committing,
Yeah.
voting for it, no. She's not committing. So if any of you, I had lunch with the mayors and the managers. But if any of you want to contact her staff or office, please do. To let her know that we are in support. And I think it needs to be on the ballot. Well, I don't know what we'll get. We've put our request in, but people need this. People need links. They need public transit. It's not for us. It's for people in need.
Yeah.
I say, let them decide. Let them decide.
Yes.
Give them the opportunity to decide. That's what I would tell Nicole if I sit down for lunch with her. Give them the opportunity to decide.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Decide, they should put on what the ballot, let the people decide.
I think a lot of concern is about the wording because you only get 75 words.
The ballot language only has 75 words. to it.
75 words, and the concern is some of the language. But it doesn't matter. It's a big issue that needs.
They got time to work out the verbiage, so I don't think we'll have a problem.
So anybody who wants to contact her, please do.
Okay.
Anything else?
Well, last thing is we've got the Star Street project out to bid. That's the south section from Oakland Avenue to Highway 50, connecting with the Tractor Supply. So that project's out to bid. So we're hoping during the summertime to get that sidewalk and that paving done.
And I see the work at the church is
Yes.
done.
Yeah. We're also extending the sewer lines then for the church as part of the project.
Cool.
That's all I've got. That's it.
Parker?
No, thank you, Mayor. We're just, Public Works is just charging ahead with everything that we're supposed to be, so. Supposed to do.
And then some, thank you.
Doing fine.
Yes,
Just,
thank you for cleaning that sign up at
yeah,
the dock.
just remember, keep your support for us, so.
We love you. We love public work and we love the herb garden. Oh, So, mayor and commission reports. Sal?
Just a few observations on the event this weekend. The eggs all broke as they hit the ground from the helicopter. According to the statistics of my kids and my wife who was in the front, she had VIP front row.
It's coming with a lot, talked to a lot of the kids so far.
Yeah, they would break in, so they picked one or two. So it was great event. More than expected, and kudos to the police officers, right, and our staff, of course. But having to deal with more than what they expected, according to, is like, we weren't expecting this much, so.
No, we weren't. And they were there early.
Correct. And I'm not sure if this is, and I mentioned it before, if this is more of all the stars aligned for people to, get out of their homes for COVID, and then the helicopter, and then
The weather.
So, but if it's not because of the stars aligning, and this is gonna be reoccurring, then we need to think about more officers.
More
Spread
everything.
out, more everything, not enough food trucks or variety of food trucks, closed Top Street. There was cars bobbing and weaving through,
Yep.
a bunch of kids walking back to
Bobbed
the,
and weaved between me.
kudos to the church who did a lot of help.
Yep.
And so that's some of the things observations. The other one I wanted to pick up on, Becky.
Hey,
Is-
can I just?
Sure. Go ahead.
Continue on that? We also need to think about, luckily we had the church provide all that space for parking. As we grow, we can't, if we give up that, don't have parking, we can't have big events like that if we don't.
We worried about that when they built homes
Spear Park.
by Spear Park.
Yeah,
We'll just have to figure it out. But you're right.
think about it.
You.
We're gonna need to preserve some property like that for parking in the future. Sorry.
No, you're right. I didn't see that.
Point circle.
No, well, maybe your house. But
No, if it's, I don't want, the same subject, I mean, soundboard, whoever, same subject, because I was gonna switch the subject to what Becky said. We're good? All right, so cleanup. I know that we had the cleanup day every year or twice a year when Dennis Foltz and
Oh, yeah.
started off a year as Public Works, Mike, and I want to know if we can bring it back, or would you guys agree to bring it back? It helped the town to bring back cleanup day. And it was, I believe it was twice a year.
It was.
Once a year, and it was on Saturday and everybody showed up.
it's dumpster diving.
Maybe.
So you handed out the pics and everybody took a route and you had maps, and we always had a good 3-4 dozen people show up. So that was then when we were a smaller town.
I think the reason that we stopped doing it was that last 2 years that we did it, they didn't find any trash. People were.
Yeah, that was true. It was, the bags came back empty.
Well, that's a heck of a problem.
So it worked,
Exactly.
but we haven't done it in a while, so bring it back, pick a day and have, someone from the citizens lead it and redo it. I think it would be.
I think it would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Pastor Bob led, kind of kept that group together.
So- And I think if you talk to Craig, the new pastor, he'd probably be very acceptable to that.
That's all.
He's very interested in, being a part of the
And
town.
maybe ask more than just him, ask a handful of pastors. I mean, we have enough churches to,
We had that.
have lots of other
pastors for a long time that seemed to work too, so
Yeah.
maybe it's something else to think about.
that too.
Yep.
Prayer day.
All right, Rick?
All right, OMP, we got Bubbly on the boardwalk, Friday, April 22nd, from 6 to 9. $25 a ticket. The 2 time slot to sign up for from 6 to 7 and from 7 to 8. We'll have bubbly beer and treats and fireflies.
Fireflies.
Lightning.
And it's limited to 100 people, and I looked this afternoon, there's still 58 slots available.
Okay.
Date again.
Friday, April 22nd. Yeah.
My-
And
Sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Last meeting, we talked about the Hydrilla and Fwc treatment. And we thought it was going to start like the first week in April. FWC postponed it because of the high winds that we had recently, but supposedly they're going to start treating the week of the 18th.
Great. Awesome.
So hopefully we're going to see some helicopters out there and
Awesome.
get to work on it.
Joseph?
Oh, is Rick finished?
Yeah, I think so. Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Are you
Oh,
finished?
just one thing, the next Tri-County is on next week, Thursday. And I know Elise has been sending around, but you know, we have the new sign up option is through Eventbrite. So I already signed up for myself. So, but it's, you know, you don't have to email or whatever. You can click the link and get you a ticket. But also I know Elise is also offering that service to help us out. So that's all. The next Tri-County, and it's in Apopka.
And thank you for being so involved with that.
My pleasure, Mayor, my pleasure.
All right, Mike.
All right, I got just one thing. I talked to this little boy named Dennis Fultz today. Little boy named Dennis Fultz, and he is happy as a little boy because he went on Google Earth and went down Fultz Lane.
Aw.
And
I
he-
tell you that the sign was up.
Yeah, yeah. He already sent him a picture of it, and Dennis called me when he got it. And he mentioned, he says, you know, I thought it was gonna be a street or avenue, but it's a loop. He says, and I couldn't be happier that it was a loop. I said, you know why, Dennis? I says, because I told him you were loopy.
Yeah.
He thanks everybody. He says that he'll be here the first week of May, staying at the Edgewater for a week or two. So
So he has to come see us.
he will.
Okay.
He will, and he wants to thank everyone because he is just so happy that he put us on.
Well, he deserves.
So, anyway, that's all I have.
Do you want to mention about the carnival being postponed?
Oh, that's right. Today, we just, they had the school carnival, which was the end of April. Because there are so many events all over. It's just too hard for participation. So they're gonna do like, a fall festival to do a carnival. So we do not have.
What about the gala?
The gala's still on,
When is that?
May the 8th.
Okay.
What's that?
I want to say May 14th.
I'd have to look at the calendar, but again,
Okay.
it's in our,
It's
pack.
May 13th.
It's the 13th, okay.
Yeah,
15th, what?
13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
13.
you should have, everyone should have an email with,
I have so many emails.
yeah, but this is from our school. So you need to look at that.
Everything else is junk.
The rest of that stuff, the heck with, you know, but you know my school here. Somewhere in there is the invitation, so I don't, like I say, that's why I don't get it on the top of my head, but it's, that's the same way that we were talking, you know, offline, not even at the school meeting, that people are having trouble finagling because between the end of April to May with kids recitals and everything
It's
else,
the end of the
graduation.
school year.
Very busy.
It's very hard, so that's why the carnival was put off. But the gala, remember, is the Roaring Twenties, so it's gonna be really cool. So bring your,
I can't wait.
bring your best costume and your checkbook,
It's okay. Dressing up, not so much.
So,
You probably have some of your clothes from the 20s, don't you?
yeah, I do, look.
You've been wearing it since he was 20 years old.
I'm done, Kathy, it's yours.
Hey, Mayor, I forgot to mention one thing. We're having the jazz night the last Friday, the 29th.
Okay.
But it's gonna go from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I know Alicia will be announcing it soon, but it's gonna be April 29th. We're gonna have live music from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Try to extend it a little bit. Actually, the next date, April 30th, is International Jazz Day. The whole entire month is Jazz Appreciation Month. But April 29th, instead of the fourth Friday, we'll be doing something on the fifth Friday, April 29th. But extended to try to, get more people to come out. I know we haven't gotten into the later hours like some of our residents want. And I know Mr. Carlos is in there, wanting us to have some stuff longer, but we're getting there, sir. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Then you have to deal with mosquitoes, right?
And
Exactly.
I'm telling you that what you had for the Easter celebration was just wonderful.
Awesome.
They were big. We had to move them down.
Awesome. Beautiful. I love it. I love it.
It was great. So
Awesome.
I don't have anything to say other than everything we've done has been just wonderful. So I'm looking forward to more.
Moving on.
That's it.
All right.
Joseph?
If all hearts and minds are satisfied, let's adjourn. It is now 7:48 p.m.
No, you got it right.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word.
All right.